Hey guys, Juju22 here, and welcome to Game 3 of the National League Championship Series on MLB The Show. And even though it's raining outside, it's time! It's time! And let me get my pipe out chat, and we'll get set in just a moment. Let me share this with my Discord. Okay, there it is. I'll be right with the chat in just a moment. Okay. I'll just have to check to see if anything has been mentioned or anything like that. Okay. Oh, let me see who's in the chat. Oh, hey, how's it going, Lady Kenzie and Brandon Cuevas? How you guys doing? And it's nice to see Lady Kenzie. I think this is the third time you visited, but it's good to see you. I know that I've seen you on Blaze's show, but I'm happy to have you. And without any further ado, I'm going to share this with the participants in just a few moments. So let me just get them. Okay. So I don't have a way to contact Wally, but I can contact his teammates. But yeah, it's great to see you guys. Hope all is well, man. All right. And also, this is a good time to go get snacks and stuff like that. And let me see, where is he? Okay, there's Drum Monkey. Let me get him. Okay, and then same thing with Joker too. Okay, let me check the chat in just a moment. Okay, and then let me also get Jamar. Okay. Oh yeah, same thing with KK and Patty. Hey, there's Wally. You're just in time for the third and deciding game between uh, the Milwaukee Brewers and the Atlanta Braves. So I'm just gonna get Kelly and Patty cakes, and we will get started. Okay. Let me check. Go Braves. Yep, absolutely. I mean, the Braves have won the championship in season 2, but this time looks like they are having a bit of a challenge with the Milwaukee Brewers. And hey, what's up, Jamar Games? All right, last person you get is Patty Cakes, so let me get her. There we go. Okay, now let me check my. All right, so far we have Wally, Jamar, and then of course Brandon is part of the Houston Astros, and they're still awaiting who they're going to meet in the World Series. So that's all that is left at this point. But one thing is for certain, either Jamar's going to make it to the World Series or Wally's going to make it for a second time. So that is what's at stake. And, well, I think without any further ado, it's time to get started. Okay, there it is. All right. Just want to make sure I didn't misclick or anything like that. All right, so those are the brackets. Freddie Peralta starts, as does Max Fried. And then, of course, you have Crushing Kelly at 6 and 7, or Crushing Kelly at 6, Patty at 7, Jamar at 4, Wally at 5, Joker and Drum Monkey at 7 and 8. On the batting order, but here we are. Game 3. Each team has won at home thus far. Atlanta took the first game, and then the Milwaukee Brewers made without a shadow of doubt the greatest comeback in Blue Toad baseball history, as they ended up winning 10-8 that game. But now this is it. The winner moves on, and the other goes home. That's all there is to it. Okay. So it's all going to come down to Fried and Peralta. I mean, of course, if all other things are equal, I mean, you would have to think that the home field will give the Braves an edge. Hey, how's it going, Triple Beat, man? How you doing? By the way, Triple Beat, I don't know if you know this, but you were featured yesterday as... Well, I'll just tell you who drafted you, but I won't say who won. But you were drafted by the Los Angeles Rams, and you can definitely check out that game they had against the 49ers. But other than that, though, I want to say welcome to the show, Triple Beat. And also, Triple Beat had a great show of his own. All right, first out of the game after one pitch. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. But of course, it was Patty Chase that stepped up her game, as she has gotten a couple of hits and she had 2 stolen bases in a row. And that's what led to the, late game heroics of Matt Cain. Good man, just finished recording a few shows today. They'll be posted over the next few weeks. Awesome. I just think that's awesome that, I mean, I know that not all YouTubers do this, or streamers, when it comes to the WWE games, but I like it because it's a different presentation. Oh, you mean from the NFL, Jamar sign? if we're talking the NFL, well, I mean, there were only 4 teams, so there were 10 rounds, but um, you were picked in the 10th round by the Bengals as a strong safety. So you got to play a defensive position, so you got to hit rather than get hit. Anyway, Galaxy will air tomorrow at 7. That's at 7 p.m. or 7 a.m. Because there's a big difference, really.
Into the windup, here comes the 2-2 pitch.
Yes, okay. All right, full count. 1 out already. PM. All right. So that's 4 p.m. My time. So by that point, I will be in the final hour of when I'm at work. So I might have to catch the replay if it's that. The graphics are crazy in this game. Yeah, they are. It looks so real. Anyway, at the plate is our good friend Joker. Of course, it looks a lot different in this game than he does in wrestling games here. Oh, 7 Pacific. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, shit. Well, then, alright, so then I'll be able to catch it. Shit. I keep forgetting you are a California kid. Even though you're not Kelly Mavericks. I keep forgetting. I have Michael McDonald syndrome. I keep forgetting. I love that song. Yeah, because I have Michael McDonald syndrome. It's not even funny. I mean, yeah, you can laugh all you want, but yeah.
Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here.
All right, so at 11 pitches and already in an 0-2 hole, we'll now make that 1-2 now. I would have to think that if Milwaukee's going to have any chance, they got to get some hits, although they grounded out to second and they get the out at first, but well, at the end of 1/2 inning, it is 0-0. All right, so Freddie Peralta. This is his first appearance as a starter in this postseason, so we're going to find out what he is capable of. It's all good. I get people's names mixed up all the time. Makes for a fun show. Yeah, especially when I like. There was one time I mistook. Oh, nice hit, but foul. Hey, there's Patty Cakes. Patty Chase. It's great to have Patty, who, of course, had every reason for the Milwaukee Brewers to force a Game 3. All right, one ball, 1 strike so far.
He's 0 for 4. And he's a little too high with that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Hi, Wally. And then Triple Beat saying hello to everybody.
And he'll probably make you pay for it.
Gets the sign. Here comes the 2-1. Just off the outside that time. Laid off.
All right, up next is Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman there. He'll hit next.
So, and another key is to, limit the damage, but also not give up walks like that. You just cannot give up walks against the Atlanta Braves. I mean, that just kills you. I mean, you just cannot, keep putting yourself in a hole and try to dig out because, you can only do that for so long.
As a look, now the pitch.
You can bet he wants that one back at the plate right now. That's a pitch you normally see a guy drive if he has the right approach going.
A ball and a strike now to the Braves first baseman.
Excuse me. All right, so 1-1. It's early. It's early, but But as the game goes on, it will get more and more intense. Fouls it off.
Rosario gets his lead at first, nobody out.
So you have Freddie with an IE, and then you have Freddie with a Y. So I just noticed that.
He's certainly
You have two
pushing the
Freddies.
throttle and pulling it with those 4 pitches. Statistics class tells me I'm sitting fast.
Won't commit on the slider. Good patience, and it's full 3-2.
All right, 3-2 is the count. And he hits this one, and it's going to be, I believe, a home run off the building, man.
That ball was crushed.
And just like in the first 2 games, Atlanta gets off to a great start,
Freddie Freeman.
but can they finish the job as they did in game 1? Yeah, indeed. Here we go again. I mean, like, you just wonder, like,
So much money.
I mean, I will give you this though. The Braves are a talented team, especially now that you add guys like, you know, Drum Monkey and Brooklyn Joker as well as Wally Johnson. But I mean, this group was already talented before they came in, so I mean that's just a great home run, man. But you can ill afford to fall into the same hole that you fell into in Game 2. Because now you don't have the home field advantage then.
Behind the plate is Kenny Jansen as you see the rest of the umpiring crew there.
You know, Kenny Jansen, Dero, he's kind of hard to figure out. Doesn't give a lot on the edges.
I have no idea.
Yeah, Dan, Kenny Jansen is definitely consistent, and he'll reward pitchers around the knees. But on the edges right there, sometimes it's hit or miss.
And it misses. 3-1 now.
They know the threat this guy poses at the plate. I know it's a 3-1 in this situation right here, but I cannot believe for the life of me this pitcher is going to come anywhere near the middle of the zone.
Oh, swing and a miss that time. But yeah, I would have to think that if they're gonna have any chance, they gotta limit the damage and just go from there. But they also can't keep walking guys on the base. You just wonder, like, you can't keep walking guys on base. It's just not gonna happen. I mean, if you do that, you're only asking for trouble. And then you have Austin Riley, no relation to Jen.
Not a big sample size, 0 for 1. First delivery to him, and he'll take a
Well, he gets a strike there. And Peralta's already up to 18 pitches.
Now a fastball off the plate away, a ball and a strike.
This looks like it could be a rough one. You can't throw a strike, and it's only the first inning. I'm not sure he's going to be around here very long.
Nobody out, runner on first. Fastball taken down the middle, and that's strike 2.
I don't know. I mean, if he can turn things around and if he can, you know, slow down and just start dialing in. Well, he fouls that one off. But if he could just dial it in, then he'll be all right. But he's got to do it sooner than later. Well, they ground out to second, and then they get the outs at. Well, actually, they got the lead runner at second, but was unable to get the out at first. So they get one, and then Crushing Kelly, in a desperate attempt to get a double play, forced Patty to have to go off the base to protect that ball. So they only get the out at first. And also, hey, what's up, Brian? Happy Meal Hernsberger. So they get the lead runner at second, and they have one down. And fifth at the plate is Wally Johnson. Yep, that's you. Last game he had one hit, which was a double and an RBI.
The game for a pitcher, and as a starter, it really helps him work deep into games.
Matty V, one of the toughest parts about scoring runs is bunching 3 or 4 hits together an inning, and that's one of the things this guy does really well.
Anyway, nice strike there to Wally Johnson.
Get 3 or 4 hits off of. That's one of the reasons why he's one of the better pitchers.
Well, I'm happy to say that my family gatherings were not as long as I thought that they would be. But I had to protect against it, so that's why I brought, in TJ's house much earlier than I originally anticipated. So that's why it had to be done the way that it was done.
Put that runner in motion. 3-2 count. You send the runner, and if it's a bad pitch, it's ball 4.
And he hits it right to the third baseman. They get one, and they get two, and they get a double play, and this time they only allow 2 runs this time around. But it happened on the bat of Freddie Freeman, so they got it. So they did a much better job just to only allow 2 runs, considering how many runs they have allowed in that first inning, in the first 2 games. But I will say this, though. Up next is Jamar. And, of course, he is 2-14 in this postseason. And they get the strike to start off with. 0-1. And that's another one. Well, now he's going to have to protect, as Max Fried is dialed in currently. And he grounds out to, I believe that was Drum Monkey he ground out to. One down. Yeah, it was a good hit, but you hit it right to the third baseman. Anyway, there you see Drum Monkey at shortstop, Wally at right field, and at catcher is Brooklyn Joker.
There's nothing better than a pitcher who can help himself in the field.
Omar Narvaez. Now, this guy has struggled mightily. And has tremendously underperformed. I mean, if Milwaukee's going to have any chance, he's going to have to get on base at some point.
Every time you go out there to start a game on the mound, you hope to settle in quickly and get into a groove, and he's definitely done that so far in the early going. Looks like
okay, so Jamar has what is it? He's kept his own score. Fouls it away, 0-2.
Those are the pitches in the game that you don't get back as an offensive player. I know it's easy sitting up here in the booth calling the game, but he'll be thinking about that one for a while.
Fouls it away. Well, I mean, if nothing else, if he can drive that pitch count up on Max Fried, then he might very well get something. Well, he's not going to take at that. Too low. 1-2. Too low again. 2-2.
These are the great matchups that happen throughout the course of a game. I don't think as a pitcher
and Max Fried, of course, he knows he's got to get those pitches up a little bit if he's going to get Narvaez to swing at something. Fouls it away, though. Still 2-2. And a bit too inside, so that's a 3-2. Now, if he can get on base either by a walk or he manages to get a hit, then up next is going to be Kelly Baker, a.k.a. Crushing Kelly. So it's going to be important. Yeah, he just simply takes the walk. And if you're Max Fried, this is not what you want if you're Max Fried, and that's give up an easy base to a guy that couldn't get a hit to save his life. Yep, absolutely, Wally. You're doing a great job. Oh, yeah, let me turn down my notifications here. There we go. And then, of course, you have Crushing Kelly, who hit that 3-run home run. Last game, she was 3 for 4. That it also included that home run. That was a 3-run home run. And at the time, it cut the deficit to within 1 run. Now, obviously, if she was to hit a home run right here, she would tie the game.
I know it was a 4-seamer right there, but get back to that 2-seam. It's what his MO is.
Narvaez, base runner at first with 1 out.
Oh, fouls it away. 1-2. Hits it away, but still 1-2. Well, it looks like Kelly is going to drive that pitch count up, and if that's the case, then Milwaukee still has a chance. And it goes foul. Still 1-2 is the count.
Here he comes again, 1-2.
Nope, way too inside, and oh, they lost the ball, and oh, and they got him out. Oh, man. Well, now Milwaukee has no base runners to go for. And popped up. I mean, you talk about a double whammy. I mean, instead of having, you know, a possible rally going, they just get shut out right then and there. I mean, great job by the defense, but also great job by the part of Joker to get Narvaez going for a second. Yes, indeed. Good job, Joker. And Freddie Peralta, his pitches are a bit too low. I mean, either he's hoping that Ronald is going to go golfing. Well, he's not going golfing, man. You're going to have to make him work. I mean, you're going to have to get him to swing. That's the thing. But he's not swinging if you're not hitting the target, man. So now it's 3-0 in the favor of Ronald Acuna Jr. at the plate. And he gets a hit. And he starts off with a double to begin.
Ball was down below the knees. He stayed through it and was able to drive it for a base hit.
I should teach that guy. I can't even talk. I should teach that guy to steal. On how to steal bases. I stole second and third in 1 inning. That's true. Oh, but then you have Joker. Look at this. This tower of a man who stands at 7 feet tall. Oh, well, he almost bid on that, but he did not. Well, he swings at it and fouls it off. 2-1. Oh yeah, and then Brian says, "Good, just playing the Last of Us 2 game." All right.
That's a real nice location with that fastball up and in on the hands. Hard to do much with that because a hitter really can't extend his arms very easily.
Now make it 3-2. Yeah, Peralta has just struggled, and I too wonder, Patty, how long he's gonna last. Well, he does. Okay, so he makes contact, but he gets the out at first. So, all right, so not a bad recovery there. And even huge still is the fact that they did get Joker out. Anyway, Kelly is at shortstop. First base is Patty Chase, and at right field is Jamar Games. And also, oh yeah, it's Lorenzo Kane. I'm sorry. But yeah, it was Lorenzo Kane that came through in the clutch. Oh, and of course at the 8 spot is Drum Monkey. Oh, and a stolen base attempt, and they got him they got him. Wow, that's a huge play. They got Ronald Acuna Jr. stealing third. Although Narvaez can't steal a base himself, he was able to stop him. That was a great play. So now they have no base runners at all, so now all Peralta has to do is just focus on Drum Monkey. Fouls it off, 2-2. But yeah, that was a great play there by Narvaez to pick off Ronald Acuna Jr. Oh, and it's fair. Wow, nice hit there. Oh, he's going to go for 2, but he does get 2, does Drum Monkey. So now they're back again where they started off. Look at that. Oh, man, that's just a lucky bounce right there. But now we'll find out if Max Fried is any better at bat as he is as a pitcher. 1-1. Fouls it off.
Hey, I know it's the pitcher at the plate, but he's going to grind it out right here. He's got a chance to help himself, and nothing's a bigger backbreaker to a team than watching the pitcher drive in a run. The 1-2 is taken for ball 2.
Milwaukee needs pitchers in the bullpen. Yeah, they might have to. I mean, he's already up to 47 pitches, man. I mean, that's not a good look there. In fact, that's the one thing that has hurt Milwaukee more than anything. Well, he finally gets the strikeout. But, I mean, how much did that take out of him, though? I mean, give him credit. He didn't allow a single run, but he definitely has a defense to thank him for that. But in the meantime, up next is Patty Chase. And I mean, I have to think that she was every bit the MVP of the previous game as anyone, really. I mean, last game she had 2 singles, and of course, she ended up getting 2 stolen bases, you know, in the final inning. So, I mean, who's to say that Patty couldn't do it again? And I have to think that the Braves are aware of this. And then popped it up. 1 down. But then you have Lorenzo Kane. Of course, he had that game-winning home run in which I said, that's got to be Kane. That's got to be Kane. Fouls it away. And he hits it, but he does not hit it far enough. 2 down. And Fried is up to 37 pitches. And there's the postseason bracket. And as you can see, Houston is already in the World Series, and the winner will face them
Congratulations to them on winning
And
the
of course,
American League
with the
pennant.
exception of the wild card games,
Next
all
up,
the other
Freddie
series,
Peralta.
including
This
the
guy
World
still
Series, is a
looking
best
for
of 3.
zero in the hit column. And now the first pitch. Skied down the left
And,
field line.
ooh, this is a good hit, though. But is it far enough?
Rosario
No.
will reach out with one
Just a
hand to make the
little
catch
bit
on
more
the
oomph,
move,
and it
and
probably
that
would have went
ends
out.
the inning.
But at the end, it is still
For Milwaukee,
2-0
trail it here, 2-0.
Atlanta. Top of the order coming up.
And we're back for the bottom of the third. Let's check in with Heidi Watney.
Matt, I had a chance to discuss the Braves' offense with their manager, Brian Snitker, during the commercial break. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. It's still pretty early in the game, but they've seen a lot of pitches already, and he thinks the 2 runs they've pushed across so far is just the beginning, given the quality of the at-bats they're putting together.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. Bottom of the third now. Coming forward, the veteran outfielder, Eddie Rosario.
The left fielder, Eddie.
Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. And looks like he got the call there on the pitch inside. It's 0-1. Grounded up the first baseline.
And, well, that one got foul. Anyway, I was just checking my messages there. Eddie Rosario, and he gets another hit. Well, he does get himself a hit this time. Last time he walked. I mean, right now, Atlanta is just on fire. I mean, what it appears to me is that their starting pitching is just not getting the job done. And of course, they shifted, but unfortunately, they shifted incorrectly. So do I, Wally, but that's me that hits the home run. Right, Patty? All right, so, and of course, Freddie Freeman is already 1 for 1 with a home run.
As he'll take a look at a curveball that misses wide for ball 1. A couple of RBIs for him already, and a chance for more here.
So now it's 1-0 at this point. Make it 2-0.
This is the cat and mouse that I love right here. You take the pitcher deep last time up. Now you're 2-0 again. No way he gets a fastball right here.
As a look, now the pitch. Outside, 3-0 now. Ozzie Albies will be next. Here it is, the 3-0. And he misses.
And a walk to Freddie Freeman, so now you have runners at first and second. Anyway. And that's all you can ever do, really. You know, you got to step up. But of course, this is world-class competition you're going up against. You're not going up against a bunch of, you know, this is not like 2 low-level teams here.
Without question, the more comfortable side being from the right side. So he's going to have his work cut out for him here, hitting left-handed.
But in the meantime,
First pitch on the way.
Perfect time for a mound visit right here. Just give him a breather, a chance to collect himself and get back to work.
The 1-0. Swung on, but fouled
and,
off to the left.
and then fouled away.
Usually the
So
speed
1-1 is the count.
you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating, feeling really good about
Make
his
it 1-2.
fastball. 2 back-to-back.
Right now, Peralta is closing in on 60 pitches. Well, now make it 60 pitches. He just is not having a good day.
Second, Freeman. First with no outs. In
Oh,
the dirt,
a drop.
C, throw to third,
And they managed to get
the throw safe at third.
a base apiece. So now it's runners at second and third. So a wild pitch. Man, he is just not having a good day, man. I know that this is the pressure cooker, but, you know, And one can only ask to do the best that you can.
3-2 pitch. And he lays off there.
And he walks another guy. Yeah, now the manager is very concerned, and very well he may very have to, and he very well may have to take him out at some point, if not soon.
Either way, we'll see how it works.
So the next to bat will be Austin Riley. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. First pitch on its way.
So now the bases are loaded, and I have to think that one good hit can clear him out.
Bases loaded here, nobody out.
I'm thinking so too, man. 1-1. Oh, gets one on the corner. So now it's 1-2. And he hits it. Not far enough, though. But that might just get a run on the board. And, well, they tag the runner out at third. And they get 2 outs, but they do add another run to the tally. But I can tell you this, though. He would much rather have that than to give up 3 runs on a hit. So they limited the damage right then and there. Great play to Adames there to get the tag. But then you have Wally Johnson.
In now, Walter Johnson, as he takes a cold strike at the knees, hits 0-1. 0 for 1 here in the early going.
All right, so now it's 3-0 Atlanta.
Set to deliver the 0-1.
Ooh, too high. Not going to swing at that.
In this inning already. This guy just can't seem to find the strike zone.
The 1-1 takes a pass.
Oh, and Wally ended up going golfing.
Runner on first with 2 away. Throw over to the back.
And of course, Patty and Freddie are going to do everything they can to keep Albies at first.
1-2 offering looked like a slider.
And Peralta,
2-2.
you know, it's pretty obvious to me he's trying to get guys to chase. Well, you know, when you get to the top of the top, well, he does get him to swing there. But, I mean, when you're facing off against the creme de la creme, you know, some of the stuff that you use ain't going to work. So you got to step up your game or just do something different. But you can't do the same old stuff because it's not going to do you any good. Anyway, 3rd and 2.
Good spot for an RBI. Put the ball in play with the runner in motion. He could score all the way from first.
Oh, swing. Well, he did connect. I can't even talk. He did connect, but it's still foul.
The next 3-2.
And he does get a hit this time. So now you have runners at first and second. Well, give Wally credit. He chipped away and ended up getting an opposite field hit. So that was just, you know, just great play there by Wally.
And here's Ronald Acuna Jr. now.
And, oh, big hit.
This is hit high.
Uh-oh.
Straightaway center.
And it's out. Wow.
Attempted the wall, but this ball is gone.
A 3-run home run by Ronald Acuna Jr. And if Peralta's night wasn't done before, I have to think it's done now.
It's now 6-0.
The Braves are now up 6-0. There you see Wally celebrating.
Wow, another long ball in the early going of this one. The second one he's allowed in just 2 2/3 innings. Might want to warm up those showers. He might be heading that way real soon if he can't keep the ball in the yard.
I mean, give him credit. He tried to get it, but he could not get it. could Lorenzo Cain. And they finally take him out. I'm afraid they took him out, far too late. The damage is done. So now it's up to the bullpen to pretty much undo the mess that Peralta had just left. Adrian Hauser is up next. And he did all right, in his one other appearance that he was in. And of course, the first big test he'll have is against Joker.
As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball one. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. And that's inside and a bit low anyways. It's 2-0.
When you're down 6 on the mound, you got to at least throw strikes here.
4 runs here in this half inning.
All right, so 2-0 is the count.
Lifted
And
the other way down.
he hits it, but doesn't hit it far enough.
Garcia is there.
And they get the final out, but the damage is done. Ronald Acuna Jr. with a 3-run home run.
The inning comes right here. A 3-run
Well, just don't, whatever you do, don't destroy your computer, man.
Now a 6-0 ball game. Here's Colton Wong.
Unless you meant the pitcher as in
Six
P-I-C
already in the early
or
P-I-T-C-H-E-R.
Matty, this is where you take some prideful ABs. I've been down 6 before, and I've come back.
Well, anyway, now we're at the top of the order for the Milwaukee Brewers, and
just relax and start piecing some good ABs back to back.
I mean, Max Fried is still in there, and he is still dealing.
Man, he's looking sharp so far. 80% of his first pitches are for strikes. He might be able to
Yeah, exactly, Kelly. It's like a trend, a very bad trend. It's like,
There's another pitch for a strike.
but anyway, and then Wally's like, "Hey, Kelly," but yeah.
Aggressive early on, and if he continues to throw strikes like he is, he's going to have a
So even though they didn't give up 6 runs in the first inning,
Now the 0-2
they just gave up, 6 runs after 3. But still. And, ooh, good hit, but fouled away.
He got a mistake right there, but missed it. Can't foul that pitch off in a big spot. 0-2 count. Peter caught too much of the zone.
well above the letters with the fastball that time.
If I'm in the box, you take a step out right here. Take a deep breath after that high fastball. You've got to be leery of the
And a
barrel.
hit right to Drum Monkey, and 1 down.
1 gone here in the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Now to bat, Willie Adames struck out in his last trip to the plate.
Yeah, in today's game, certainly
Yeah, exactly.
completely reprimanded for too many strikeouts, but no one likes to go down.
So I have a feeling that
a little bit more aggressive.
the pitcher's going to be put through a table when all is said and done, or a flaming table. But yeah, great to see Joshua sign.
Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. And boy, big
And of course, Willie Adames going fishing.
It's 0-2 now.
Man, that's another ugly swing right there. This
Right
team
now,
is
Max
struggling
Fried is
so
just
mightily to get on base. They've looked
having the best game that he's had.
A swing.
Although that's a good hit.
Toward the gap.
And is this going to be, I believe? It is! A home run!
Home run.
And just like last time, Milwaukee,
So a solo
they're
shot
starting their
here in
comeback.
center field, and they're on the board at 6-1.
So now it's 6-1.
That wasn't a particularly deep home run by
Yeah, I gave him something to hit, and that one's gone.
You see there on show track an impressive 112 miles an hour off the bat.
Avisal Garcia, that's another guy that did well in that comeback game. Fouls it away.
This is foul for the first strike. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so
Yeah,
far.
there's still this inning and the next 5. So, yeah.
And a check swing here as he couldn't help himself.
Oh,
And
went
it's
for a
ruled
swing,
strike
and
two.
that already puts him down 0-2 in the count. Too high. 1-2.
Pretty standard fastball right there, 0-2. Now he's changed the eye level of the batter so he can start working something in like a
2-2.
curveball down in the zone.
Count even at 2-2. Fastball well outside.
Not what you
All right, well, on deck is Jamar, and the count is full.
the man in the box for being patient, even with 2 strikes.
And, of course, Garcia's got to protect. Otherwise, he can just get a walk, and that's as good as a hit.
Now the payoff pitch home. Inside
Yep,
the
2
fence.
inside,
Ball
and
gets to base.
Garcia gets a free base.
And I'm sure the manager is
Now,
just
obviously, if you're Max Fried or the Braves for that matter, the last thing you want to do is give the Milwaukee Brewers any hope that they can come back here, and that you don't want to give them walks. You certainly do not want to do that. But up next is Jamar.
1 in, 1 out, and 1 on here in the inning. Here's the first pitch to him.
Fouls it off. 0-1.
Set to deliver the 0-1.
Ooh, a bit low, but still within the strike zone. But now he's got to protect, does Jamar. Fouls it off.
Spoil that one
Still
away.
0-2.
He's alive.
He's got a good feel for his off-speed pitch his second time through the order, and we just saw 3 in a row.
Now another 0-2.
Fouls it off again. If nothing else, if you can drive that pitch count up on Max Fried, he won't be in for long.
Now this is foul tip.
Oh, a foul tip strike out, but hey, he made him work for that one.
the mound. He's thinking, grab some pine, Rook. Listen, for almost everyone, the adjustment to hitting big league pitching is a big one. Some guys have success when they first get called up, but as soon as
That was just a great pitch, though.
get you out, that's when the learning process really starts.
And then we have Narvaez, who did reach base, but he reached base on a walk.
As he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. He drew a base on balls his first time up. He's set. Here's the 0-1.
Ooh, swing and a miss. That was a good cut there.
Now it's strike 2.
He's attacking this hitter a lot more aggressively than he did the first time when he faced him and issued a walk. Coming right after him here.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. In the air, down
And he hits it the other way, and oh! Oh, that's got to be heartbreaking. The fact that you either could have gotten a hit or, oh man, that was so close. Fouls it away again. Well, as I mentioned before, they're driving up the pitch count on Max Fried, just hoping that he makes a mistake. Fouls it off again. Oh, a bit too inside, 1-2. Protects and still fouls it away.
I know the fans love the souvenirs, but the battle between the pitcher and batter
Too low,
is what
2-2.
makes it great.
Now Narvaez is starting to come back, at least in terms of the count, but still has to protect. A bit too low. Now the count is full again. Now if he can get on base, and the next person up is going to be crushing Kelly. Although he hits it, but it is foul. Not a bad take, though. Now Fried is up to 68 pitches.
Once again, a 3-2. Now a swing.
Fouled away again. 69. Nice. Fried is working for everything he's getting. Too high. And Narvaez, for the second time, is walked. So now Crushing Kelly's up next, and you have to think that if Kelly can repeat her performance from last time, but obviously she would like to get a hit and just keep the rally going. Too high.
One run, just one hit, and no errors on the Milwaukee line score so far.
Oh, nice pitch there. Hey, how's it going, AJ? Well, also, well, before I get to that, I'll let me call the next pitch though. But how's it going, AJ?
1-1.
Too low. So yeah, AJ, you got featured for the first time on the Madden series. This time as yourself, AJ Cool Kid. I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty well, man. Hits it the other way, but it's foul.
And this will not be caught. It's a foul ball. The 2-2.
Now Kelly has to protect. Hits it down the middle, and that might get one run. And it does. So now they cut it to 6-2. I saw it was cool. Yeah, because you were. Well, believe it or not, you actually took the place of someone who was originally drafted by the San Francisco 49ers. However, to put you on the same team as your good friend Jet Strike, you ended. Whoa, wait a minute. Oh, not far enough. He gave it a ride, but not far enough. But they do cut it to 6-2. But yeah, I'm happy that you enjoyed it. Really, I did. I'm happy, and plus you get to go to. Well, I don't know if you saw the game yet. I don't want to spoil it in case you hadn't or not one or whatnot. So anyway, 1-for-1 is Drum Monkey. And he hits it, but he hits it right to the second baseman, and they get him out. One down. Okay. So after you were traded to the Kansas City Chiefs, the Chiefs ended up going on to beat the Bengals. So the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. And they'll be facing off against the Los Angeles Rams. And of course, we just saw Freddie Peralta with the most dismal performance that he's ever given. And he should be ashamed of himself, and he should very well be on the hot seat, especially should Milwaukee end up losing this game. Anyway, fouled away by Max Fried. 0-2 is the count. Fouls it away. Well, now Max Fried is doing what all the other hitters were trying to do, and that's get his pitch count up.
Another one sent foul.
And now he's doing it to Hauser now.
The windup and the 0-2 pitch.
Yeah, just continues to foul it away, man. So it's like. But yeah, Kelly did do her job. She did get one.
Dribbled down the third baseline. Good battle here.
Like the old saying goes, take what the defense gives you, or what the pitcher gives you.
1-2 now.
Too far away. 1-2.
Well, I think that pitch is the result of a lot of foul balls. He might have tried to do a little bit too
well, now Hauser has had a little bit of trouble with Max Fried, the opposing pitcher. And he hits this one, but he does not hit it far enough. And out by Jamar. 2 down. But now we go up to the top of the order, as Rosario is 1-for-1 with a walk and a double. So Yeah, this guy has caused a lot of grief for Milwaukee, that's for sure. And he hits it. Whoa, he hit it right to Patty, and Patty was able to backhand it and get the out herself. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. That's the first one for Milwaukee. Well, now let's see if they can take the momentum that they built in the previous inning and slowly but surely get back in this.
Well, Matt, during the break, I caught up with Craig Counsell, the Brewers skipper, about his lineup's performance so far. And flat out, he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. They've already worked out 3 walks, so he feels as though that kind of willingness to let the opposition work themselves into trouble will continue to result in good things for them on the scoreboard.
Thank you, Heidi. All set for the start of the inning, and that'll bring forth the veteran outfielder, Lorenzo Cain.
All right, so now we are going to start off with Cain.
And this one runs up high, ball 1. And so now the Braves will get
And then we have Toussaint and Smiley, or Smiley, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his name. And, ooh, good hit by Cain, but hook's foul. 1-1.
There's a pitch we haven't seen in a while. It's going to be tough on the hitters if they have to incorporate that into their mindset.
Fouls it off. Oh, but can he beat the throw? No. But that was a great play, though, by Drum Monkey. That was just a great play. But then you have Double E, Eduardo Escobar. And, of course, let's see if Double E can get the job done. And Double E, can he come in? He does. Wow, Double E coming in clutch, as he has been throughout this entire series, as he gets a solo home run, and just like that, the lead is now cut in half. Milwaukee led by as many as 6-0, but now it's 6-3. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Double E, Escobar. Well, I mean, if there's anyone that's not broken, it's him. Now we're back up to the top of the order, and if Milwaukee's going to get back in this, they got to get this man to get a hit, Colton Wong. Oh, good hit, though. Wait, what happened there? Oh, that was fouled? Oh, no way, I'm sorry. He hit it right to him. Shit, I didn't see that. Okay, so he's already out. Never mind. All right, up next is Willy Adames, though. Yeah, a bit too far away from the plate. Far outside, so he's not going to swing at that. But yeah, how's everything going in, you know, AJ Cool Kid land? And he hits it right to the second baseman, and they get the out. But Milwaukee definitely slowly but surely getting back in this, just like they had done in the previous 2 games.
Bottom of the 5th coming up. It's the Braves 6 and the Brewers 3.
So it's never over until it's over, you know?
Alec Bettinger, a 6'2" right-hander, jogs in to take over on the mound.
Number 50, Alec Bettinger.
Alec Bettinger is up next.
Bottom of the inning now, and into bat next, one of the best run
Yes, TJ? Oh, I was just asking how you were doing, and but also, you know, how's, you know, everything going with Jet Strike, and of course things in your life, you know, things like that. You don't have to, but I was just wondering. And in the bullpen, you have Hunter Strickland and Brad Boxberger. Doing well. Hey, that's all anybody could ever ask for, and I'm happy that you're doing well.
Called strike at the knees. He evens the count at 1-1. Two balls and a strike to
All right,
Freeman.
2-1 is the count.
Now the 2-1. Here's a fly ball. Well
And,
hit.
ooh, this could be, is this out?
And
It's out. Wow.
it's gone. A home run.
And Freddie Freeman hits his second home run. This guy
A solo home run off the
is just making it much, much difficult for the Brewers to come back. But,
7-3.
give, Freddie Freeman some hit. You got to give him his props. I mean, he was a big reason why they won the championship IRL in 2021.
Well, he's obviously very comfortable in the spotlight here. In the postseason,
Yeah, that four-seam fastball high in the zone,
every pitch counts, especially when you make a mistake.
and it was just like hitting it off of a tee ball. I can't even talk. And it was just like hitting it off a tee. It's a free hit,
So up steps Ozzie Albies.
and he hit it out of the park.
And she'll go after the
Swing and a miss.
goes up empty. It's strike one.
So now it's 3-7. It's not as insurmountable as we have seen. We have seen, 8-run deficits overcome. And then, ooh, good hit though, right down the middle. But that's all he gets is a base hit single.
The batter, the third baseman, Austin.
And now the Atlanta number 4 hitter, Austin Riley. He was a double play victim last time around. He's set and the pitch. He sways
Fouls
and
it
gets
away.
fouled off to the right and out of play.
All right, so they have a runner at first, no outs,
The 0-1 on its
and
way.
they already
Pitch
struck
out.
with a home run to get the lead back up to 4.
Board here at first with nobody out. And that's taken up and in for ball 2.
And, ooh, good hit, but hooked foul.
To the left.
He got the fastball where he wanted and just pulled off of it.
Well, this is not the good time, MVP. Can we talk business after the show? Swinging him. Well, actually, no, he fouled it away.
Third baseline.
Still a full count.
Pitch of the at-bat coming up. And he
And
wasn't
swing and a miss. This time he got him.
The strike,
One down.
and there's one gone.
That strikeout was a real good example of a pitcher continuing to make a guy chase out of the zone. When you recognize a hitter is in protect mode, you don't have to come inside the strike zone. You can just expand further and further until he literally can't touch it.
So now to the plate, Walter Johnson. And they pitch out here, but nothing's going on. The 1-0 home. Misses, ball 2.
Now this is the kind of count this guy feeds on at the plate. You can bet he's geared to hit the fastball right here.
Swing and a liner.
Hits it the other way, but he hits it right to Jamar. 2 down. All right. Yes, we can talk business.
The batter, the center fielder, Ronald.
Acuna digs in.
So anyway, we got 2 outs,
Small thus far. Boy, this guy
a
right
runner
here
at first,
AB. How about straight
and
away?
then you have this guy who's also been on fire. I mean,
Pitcher, you're
like
trying
both
to
he and Freddie Freeman are just carrying this team, and
He has pop to hit it out the
well, they got the runner caught, so
Higher the side.
way to limit the damage there.
That results in a third out on the bases. Back with
So yeah, great play at the plate,
after the
but in the end, they give up a run.
now into the box, Avisail Garcia, and he'll try to to start things out here for the Brewers in their half of the sixth. Here comes the pitch for Garcia.
And, well, not going to swing at that one. In the bullpen, you have Chris Martin and A.J. Minter.
The 1-0.
Fouls it away. So 1-1 is the count. I mean, right now we're at the top of the sixth, and, well, a high hit, but, yeah, not very close. And up next is Jamar. We'll see how he does against Max Fried a third time around. Well, a strike to start off with.
Just trying to measure up this pitcher stuff.
The windup and the 0-1. Strike two.
And another strike.
That outer half of the plate. For him to take those first two pitches right there, finds himself 0-2. I'll be surprised if the pitcher doesn't go right back to that spot.
Ooh. Oh, that could have been called, but instead it was a little too high. 1-2 is the count.
Coming up now to get this inning going.
Oh, that could have been a ball, but he did swing at it and connect, so it's still 1-2. Although this one could be gone. Oh, but he just does not have enough power to get it out. I mean, he gave it a ride. Give him credit for that, but just could not get it out.
Now the first pitch.
That fastball really got away from him there.
However, Max Fried is now at 93 pitches, so he's at that point now where he's starting to slow down. So you have to think either you get a good hit off of him, or you make him work.
It's one thing to get hit around, but it's far worse when you're getting yourself into trouble by not throwing strikes. Every pitcher's been there, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating or unacceptable.
No, unfortunately not, but again, you're not always going to have those big days. You wish, but sometimes that it doesn't happen. And you know, I've also had some bad days too where I couldn't hit anything. I might get one hit. Other times, you know, I might be sizzling, but you know, sometimes it's just one of those days. Although he hits this one, but not far enough. I mean, time is wasting, man. I mean, I mean, right now they're at, you know, 3.5 innings, and time is running short.
Bottom of the sixth inning now, and at the plate will be the speedy outfielder, Ronald Acuna.
And we're going to start off with Ronald Acuna Jr., who has been 2 for 2 thus far.
On its way, the 0-1 pitch.
Oh, that almost got him, but 1-1 is the count.
And he lays off for a ball, 2-1. Into the windup and the pitch. Here's a looping fly ball
And
to right.
opposite field hit, and he gets yet another hit. Does Ronald Acuna Jr. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. This guy is just, what can I say? I mean, he's just getting the hits when they need them. More often than not. But then you have to worry about this guy.
Number 28 is the batter now as he looks at a ball 1-0. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. And they pitch out here, but nothing's happening. Ball 2. Acuna on at first, nobody out. Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0.
This inning hasn't started ideally for him on the mound, but here on 3-0, you have to have the mentality that you're only a strike and or a ground ball double play away from getting back on track.
There's the fastball that gets the lower part of the zone,
Okay.
called for a strike.
All right, so 3-1. I was just answering a message there. But then Joker gets walked for free. I mean, right now Milwaukee is starting to fall apart, and unless they get it together, this is not going to last very long.
Now at the plate is number 60.
But then you have Drum Monkey.
2 with a double on the ledger so far. Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch.
Strike.
Little traffic on the
So
base
0-1
paths
is the
right
count.
here, but one pitch away from getting a double play and getting right back into control.
First and second here with
So
nobody
right
out.
now, Milwaukee is already behind, so they can ill afford to give up any more runs.
Slider, but it's 1-1. This is in the air. Out
And
to
he
left
hits this
field.
high,
On the move is Garcia. He
but
gets
not
there
far
right
enough.
away, but the runner tags
And
brings
can they get the out? Nope, they do not get the out at third. So, well, they split the bases, so it's one down and a runner at first and third.
On the flyout. Now he's only 90 feet away with 1 out.
Dansby Swanson will look to provide a little punch off the bench as he'll hit with runners at the corners and 1 out in the inning.
Dansby. Swanson.
First pitch on its way as he'll take a look at a high strike.
All right, so
that's
coming in,
one.
it looks like we have an injury to Alec Bettinger, and he's in a bit of discomfort and is wincing quite a bit. It doesn't appear overly serious, but it'll be enough to force him to leave the ball game. Oh, no. Well, to answer your question, AJ, TJ has been very busy this past week with work, as always. And up next is Brad Boxberger, and he came up huge in his other appearance the other day, or the other game, in Game 2. But now they need him, and they need a big stop here. Because again, they can ill afford to give up another run.
Now a
1-1.
fastball off the plate away, a ball and a strike. So 1-1 home.
Fouls it away. 1-2. Oh, bit too far away. So now it's 2-2. And wait, what happened there? Oh, did not swing at it.
Yes.
Now it's a full count.
Umpire, it's ball 3 now. Now a throw over, and he'll get back
And
in
they do everything they can to keep Joker from stealing second base.
Now the payoff pitch home, and he misses ball.
And they give up a walk. So now the runner, so now you have a bases loaded situation.
Be a little too fine there, and a walk is the result.
And,
The good news is
well,
he has a force at every
now you're just hoping for a double play or a big play, anything.
Now to the plate, Eddie Rosario. He bounced out last time up.
Yeah, Matty, expect this pitch pitcher to try and get the same result as his last at bat right here. The double play is in order. Anything on the ground, the way this defense
And, well,
is,
they
can
get one.
certainly roll too.
They get two. Wow, they needed that one. And it is still 7-3, but man, they got themselves out of a jam. I don't know how, but they did it. But now, like I mentioned before, time is wasted. They got to get some runs on the board if they're going to have any chance. But it all starts against this man right here, Chris Martin. So, well, now Max Fried is out of the game. So now let's see how they do against Martin. And it starts with crushing Kelly. All right, so they get one strike to start off with.
Hey, there's an old saying in baseball, you need to take a strike in this spot. Well, he got one there. Now he just needs to find a way to get on.
0-1, here's the pitch. Swinging a ball hit
Fouls it away. 0-2 now. So now crushing Kelly's got to have to protect. Fouls it away. Still 0-2. And, well, that was not a good idea to try to go fishing, but unfortunately she did, and she struck out. That was just a great pitch there by Martin. And up next is Patty Chase again. So far, she is 0 for 2. And, of course, they need her to get on base.
Comes set, and the 0-1 is taken. That's ball one. Martin, a native Texan. He was a 21st round pick back in 2005.
Man, coming out of the late rounds, you have to grind for everything. Nothing is given to you. And this guy has turned himself into a very solid big league ball player. That's a big accomplishment.
Hit in the air down
It's it the other way, but it hooks foul.
And foul.
I mean, good hit, but just fouled away. 1-2 is the count, and Patty will have to protect. Well, did the smart thing by not chasing that. It was a little a ways away. 2-2 is the count.
Right there, but that's a non-competitive off-speed pitch. Got to do better to at least entice a swing.
Ooh, that could have been called, but it was a little too high and a little too outside. 3-2 is the count, full count.
Now the 3-2 pitch. Now a change.
And, well, Patty gets the walk, so yeah, I mean, if you know, if Atlanta knows, they know that Patty is a threat to steal bases. So now let's see what Patty can do. But in the meantime, it's also up to this man to become Kane. Citizen Kane. That's got to be Kane.
On its way. Throw over to the bag, and he's back in standing. Oh, and 1 count, and the pitch.
Too low. 1-1.
Swing and a
Oh.
liner.
It slices it the other way, but it's foul. So it's 1-2. Protects, and it's still 1-2. Well, I mean, if anything, that'll drive up the pitch count for Chris Martin. So we'll have to come up with something new. Well, he got him to chase and go fishing, and that's another strikeout.
Not a whole lot to say about that pitch that hasn't
Right now, Atlanta is just finding ways to, shut the door. I mean, they know that if they don't do that, Milwaukee can get back in this game. They've done it before.
Richard Rodriguez takes
But
over
then
the
up
runner
next
at
is
first.
Richard Rodriguez,
Number 48.
who is making his postseason debut here. What a way to be thrown into the fire right now.
We'll grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
But then you have Christian Yelich coming in as a pitch hitter.
Now here's the first offering.
So if he can come up with a big hit, then Milwaukee can still get back in this. One and one.
The 1-1.
2-1.
Chase is off at first with two away. Now a throw over, but the runner's back easily. The 2-1 home is laid off.
And a little too high, so now it's 3-1.
Well, he really needs to make this guy swing the bat.
On deck is Colton
He's
Wong.
not the type of hitter you want to dance around with.
The 3-1 fouled off.
Fouls it away. 3-2.
Runner on first with two away. Throw over to the back.
And doing everything they can to keep Patty Chase from going for another stolen base.
Swing
And what a shot! And this could be, I believe, out of here. Well, I think the sleeping giant just woke up because Yelich just hits it out. And I always thought that if Yelich could just wake up from the slumber that he had been for many years, that Milwaukee would be a threat. Well, newsflash, they're a threat now.
Run we've watched leave the yard in this one, guys. What do you think's behind the hitting we've seen here today?
Yeah, Dan, this doesn't make sense. It's absolutely freezing outside. The last place you want
So now it is 7-5, Atlanta. So now instead of having this game more or less under wraps, now we have ourselves a ball game.
Has been anything but the case so far in this one.
We could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so
And in the words of Three Doors Down, it's not over.
pulls this one
And
in the air.
another big shot. Is that far enough? Nope.
Finds some space out
But
there for the
he gave it a ride, but not far enough. But give Christian Yelich some credit
Brewers do get 2 on this.
as he hits a big one out.
Get up and stretch. Home half of the 7th coming up. It's the Braves.
And just like that, the Brewers are now within 2 runs of the Braves.
Hunter Strickland will take over on the mound to start the bottom
Now
of the 7th.
pitching for Milwaukee. Number 43, Hunter.
Freddie Freeman to the plate again and looking for home run number 3 in the ball game. His second coming back in the 5th.
The first baseman, Freddie.
But then, of course, when it comes to the Braves, the first thing they got to do, they got to find a way to shut down Freddie Freeman because if you can't shut him down, it doesn't matter how many runs you can score.
Laid off.
If you can't shut this man down,
Talk about certain guys
Milwaukee's not catching up.
really careful with. This
So,
guy right
so they got to find a way to shut him down, if not slow him down. Let's keep this up, Brewers. Absolutely. And for Atlanta, not to come off as biased, and I'm trying to stay as neutral as I possibly can. I just want a great game and, not a laugher, really. But anyway, 2-1 is the count. And obviously, if you're Atlanta, you just have to keep the pace up. If you let off, Milwaukee will catch up, and they know that. But now it's 3-1, and another thing you don't want to do is keep giving walks away. Swing and a miss. Good cut there.
What I love right there is just the freedom in that hack. He ain't trying to do anything but hit the baseball as far as he can.
The 3-2 pitch.
He hits it, but he hits it right to Crushing Kelly, and they get the out to Patty at first base. 1 down. So that's the first time that he does not get a hit. So that mission accomplished there, but now you have to get past Ozzy Albies. So yeah, even if you do get him out, you still have to deal with some of the best players, especially coming up, like with Albies and Ronald Acuna Jr. Those are the guys you got to watch out for. Swing and a miss, and just like that, Hunter Strickland has the pitcher's advantage at 0-2. Fouls it away, still 0-2.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. Did well just to make contact there as he spoils off a good changeup.
Well, didn't get him to swing there, so.
And that's his strikeout pitch right there. You'll see a lot of guys swing right over the top of that one. But in this situation, he was able to hold back. That's a nice take.
All right. 1-2 is the count.
Here comes the 1-2. High in the
He
air
hits it.
on the right field line. Oh, he
And
brought it back.
wow, nice catch there by Jamar. So, well, if there's one thing that it's not broken, is the fact that Jamar was able to field it from the fans. Now, I have to think that if the fans had interfered, that that it would have been counted as an out. But in this case, they didn't, and Jamar was able to make a good catch and get the second out. Then you have Austin Riley. Even though he's 0 for 2, he does have a sacrifice fly RBI to his name, so he has been productive in a different way. Though he hits it right to the third baseman, and they get the out at first. So now, Milwaukee can cut into the lead some more. Yeah, I kind of figured that that's what it would be. So yeah. And then, of course, we have Luke Jackson. If you remember, he was the guy that gave up several big runs in Game 2, especially that 3-run home run that Crushing Kelly hit to get to within 1 in that game. But let's see how Willie Adames does. He hits it, but he hits it right to the third baseman, and they get the out, 1 down. Yeah, that was a little too easy for Luke.
Next to dig in, Garcia, 0 for 2 so far in this one. First pitch coming, here it is. Nope. Here comes the pitch for Garcia. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out, nobody on.
All right, 0-2. We'll now make it 0-1. Okay.
Long ball has played a big role in today's outcome. Dan, D-Row, what are your final thoughts on what we've seen?
Yeah, just non-competitive pitches in some big situations, Dan, and the offense took full advantage.
Yeah, you know, D-Roy, one of the
2-1
things
is the
about
count.
pitching is you want to have location.
Oh,
It was
and
obvious
nice pitch there.
that the pitchers weren't on point, and what happens when that happens?
But now
Hitters make the
Garcia will
game
have to
a lot
protect
nicer.
here.
Part of this one here.
And, well, he does. Oh, no!
Field into the shift.
And a misplay by the third baseman.
His first base safely.
Yeah, that was definitely an error. And that's another thing if you're the Braves you don't want to do. And that is commit errors. Especially when you have the lead or especially when you're behind. But in this case, they're ahead. So the last thing you want to do is give them hope. Well, here's Jamar Games, who is 0 for 3, but if he could somehow get a hit, all would be forgiven, man. Well, actually, I already forgive him personally, but I would have to think that he would forgive himself more often than not, or more likely than not, excuse me.
These are the moments that
0-1 is the count.
on the highlight film right here. Big spot. They have a chance right here. This guy mixes in a knock. They have a chance to get right back in this game.
Too low.
If he grounds into a double play, it's pretty much over.
The 1-1.
Ooh, good cut there. Good cut. 1 and 2. And now Jamar has to protect.
I'm interested to see if he changes it up right here.
Fouls it away. Still 1 and 2.
Now another 1-2.
Too low. 2 and 2.
Just a bit low.
This is a fun guy to watch when he's up there. Really battles. Doesn't take any pitches off. He's a grinder. Always seems to make it difficult.
Oh yeah, Jamar, I forgot to ask. Like, what do you think of the little mustache that I gave you? That I gave your character? Because I know that I just realized that you don't have one in the wrestling game or the WWE series. I just realized that.
Full count. Here it comes. This is
And this time Jamar does get on base, though not in the fashion that he thought he would be on. He thought he would get a hit, but he'll take the walk considering his struggles. But now it's Luke Jackson that's struggling. And in fact, the Braves didn't waste time with him as they brought in Tyler Masick, who is now making his debut in this series. So now you have runners at first and second. So let's see what he does. But up next is Narvaez, who is 0 for 1 with 2 walks.
first and second and 1 gone.
Like a big cookie.
From the stretch.
Strike very
Awesome execution right there.
Strike
Great
below.
pitcher's pitch and
0
an
and 1.
excellent job to get ahead in a tough spot.
Matzik comes set. 0-1 pitch on its
fouls it away. Now it's 0 and 2 already. That was a ball.
Hey, if he's going to execute that curveball, and that's the first one of the day,
Well, now,
he's gonna execute
well,
it like
regardless, he'll have to protect.
for that one. That's going to be a big
Hits it away, but it's foul. Still 0 and 2.
first and second now. 1 man out.
But I have to think it's driving Atlanta crazy, the fact that they're going through a bunch of pitchers. Well, that time he got him to swing.
Major bullet that time.
And Tyler Matzik gets a strikeout for his efforts, but
At first base. Now, with 2 outs, it becomes a lot more difficult to manufacture that guy home. Probably
But-
need a ball in the gap.
but Narvaez still struggling. But here's Crushing Kelly, who is 1 for 3 with a single and an RBI.
Scoring 1 run in this inning is so important to them to possibly get back into this thing. Baseball doesn't have a clock, but you only have 27 outs to work with. They're running out of those pretty quick.
Yeah, apparently so, but, you know, it is what it is.
With the first pitch, here it comes.
Oh, yeah,
There are
definitely.
every game
Definitely,
that can decide
Brandon.
winning or losing. This is one of those critical spots. Time to make some great pitches.
Now the 1-0.
A bit low, but they're not going to go for, yeah, they're not going to try to attempt to steal, especially given the fact that the last thing they want to do is get caught out. So 2-0 is the count. Fouls away.
Set to deliver on 2-1.
And a bit outside, 3-1. And on deck is Patty Chase.
To make a good pitch on the mound. Grooving one here rarely works in your favor unless the hitter tries to do too much with it.
Oh, good hit, but fouled.
But it's well fouled.
So yeah, Kelly has to protect,
Off pitch home.
and she does.
He sends it out of play. Making him sweat out there. The 7th pitch coming up.
And Kelly does in fact get the triple walk as she gets walked on base. So now the Atlanta Braves are in a rare predicament of having a bases loaded situation. Now obviously if you're Patty Chase, the pressure's on you, but it's just as equally on Tyler Matzik.
The fastball here as we'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0.
Clearly, this is a tough situation to be on the mound, but the key here is minimizing. They're up by 2, so he could find a way to get out of this bases.
This is the pressure cooker here.
Giving up 1 run.
Oh, 2-0 now.
Clutch.
2-0 now.
Matzik is having some trouble with his location, or actually, I don't know if it's that as much as he's trying to get Patty to chase, pun intended. No, to chase for those hits.
The set and the 2-0.
Well, that time he gets a strike there. So you have Garcia at third, Jamar at second, Kelly at first as the base runners. Too far out. Now it's 3-1.
And now it's 3-1.
It often becomes harder to hit the zone when the pressure starts to heat up.
Well, now Matzik, I don't know if he's worried or if he's frustrated, but
The 3-1.
fouled away. 3-1. Yeah, if he gives up a walk, they'll just get another run.
The payoff pitch. And that
Well,
is
they do give up a walk, and that is going to cut the lead to 1 as Garcia is walked in.
These that a pitcher feels.
So now it's 7-6,
I can see why he didn't want to be too
and now you have even though you have a guy who is 0 for 3 at the plate thus far,
in a run is painful too, and
that's got to be Kane. That's got to be Kane.
And in to hit next is Lorenzo Kane. Not much in the way of productivity from him so
And I mean, I can see the look on Joker's face. He knows
spot.
yeah, it's time now that he has to
that this game is slowly but surely slipping away from them.
if he can clutch up when it really counts.
Well, you didn't get a hit. You just got walked on base. But that's as good as a hit, though, I will say.
Big spot. 2 out, possible tying and go-ahead runs on base.
Yeah, that's what happened in the previous episode, indeed. And, wait a minute. That's got to be Kane. That's got to be Kane. And it's a grand slam. And the Brewers have taken the lead 10-7. That's got to be Kane. That's got to be Kane.
Unloads the bases on that one as they jump ahead by 3.
Hashtag. That's gotta be Kane. That's gotta be Kane. And just like that, it's gotten quiet.
And they complete the comeback with a flourish, going deep with a grand slam to take the lead. You don't get style points in this.
So even though Kane only just got his first hit, it's a huge one.
Enters the ball game out of the pen, looking for the final out here in the
Bring out the bread and mustard, Grandma. It's a grand salami. So now you have AJ Minter, and now the roles have been reversed. Now it's the Braves that are behind. And really, the Braves had, for the most part, been ahead, like outside of that one time that they lost 10-8 when Milwaukee walked off, but for the most part, they had always been ahead. Well, now we're going to find out how they're going to do when they're behind.
From the stretch, here's the pitch.
Well, now the bases are emptied, and now Atlanta's down by 3. Of course, Milwaukee would love to add more to that total. But yeah, you know, Matzik, he gave up 3 consecutive walks.
Ball and a strike.
Or did he give up 4? I forgot.
Easily have
I
gone
think he
the
gave
other
up...
way. There's a big difference between
No, he gave up 4
two
consecutive
and
walks,
one.
which walked in a run,
Probably
and
because
then
the
he
biggest
gave up
of
that
these
grand slam that gave up 4 more. And just like that, Milwaukee's in the lead.
And he checks his swing.
Eric Hosmer.
Yes, says the first base umpire. Strike 2.
Yeah, that is true. Kane was one of the reasons why the Royals won the World Series in 2015, indeed. I do remember because I watched that.
That's in the dirt. Ball.
I was watching the series, and of course this was back when I was still in college at the time. And
And he fouls
I mean, of course, back then I had nothing really better to do. Back then I was a Let's Player. I didn't have a stream or a way to stream. Or if I did, I just didn't realize it at the time. I just didn't... I always wanted to... Like, back in 2015, that was when I first noticed that streaming became a thing. And that was through Twitch. But I was like, how do I stream? Like, how do I get the equipment to stream? So I had to save up in the years that followed. And then the first time I got to stream, it was on my PS4. And fouls it away. But yeah, I'm sorry about that, Wally. Unfortunately, the relief pitching unfortunately let you guys down. Well, they get the out at first, but the damage is done, and now it's Milwaukee that took the lead. All thanks to this man after the bases were loaded. Look at this.
A big number in the inning as 5 crossed the plate, and this was the biggie here, the grand slam home run.
Well, I'll say this, though. Now the Braves have the shoe on the other foot because now they're going to have to make a comeback when we get back to the next half inning.
Devin Williams is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
Devin Williams is up next, and he has already had 1 inning worth of action thus far. Well, now it's going to start with Walter Johnson, the Hulk. And if Atlanta's going to make a run to get back in this, it starts with him.
And now the first pitch.
Anyway, high middle pitches is Lorenzo Cain's best spot to hit. Braves should have known better. Yeah, they should have. I mean, they've had several opportunities to really put this game away. And unfortunately, Matzik, that was the guy that gave up 4 consecutive walks, walked in a run, and then that grand slam. So I have a feeling that Wally is going to put Tyler Matzik, the pitcher, through a table if Atlanta does not win this game. I have a feeling that Wally's going to put somebody through a table. And I wouldn't blame him, really. Well, I mean, good pitching there by Devin Williams as he gets Wally to strike out. But here's a guy that has still been on fire, and that's Ronald Acuna Jr.
Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. That just misses off the inside for ball 1.
Although I just noticed, oh yeah, so as the game just pointed out, he is a triple away from the cycle. Well, they could definitely use a triple at this point.
That evens it up, 1-1. Now here it comes.
I may as well ask Patty.
Bases are
Well,
empty, one
well.
down.
I mean, even though Patty has a portable headset on,
2-2.
That's the
Bulk is
exact
okay.
spot
No,
to lean
okay.
on
So
as
you're
a
not gonna.
reliever. As a
Wait.
hitter, you just have to tip your cap and look for the next one.
Patty, why did you delete Brandon's messages?
2-2.
Uh-oh.
And obviously this
Oh,
guy's a
unhide.
double
Oh,
threat up there.
you
He can run and he can go yard too. You
was
don't
he
wanna walk
unhidden?
him because he might steal a base on you, but you don't want to groove a fastball either because he can take you out of the yard.
Fouled off.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Payoff pitch one more time. And he grooves the
Anyway,
first
nice hit
base.
though.
This is hit
Oh,
by
not on
the
purpose.
infielder.
Okay, that's fine.
Straight away center field.
And well, wait a minute. This game is not over though, because Ronald Acuna Jr. got himself another home run. Okay, cool. But yeah, now Ronald Acuna Jr. has 2 home runs to his credit, and that cuts it down to 10-8 now.
This has been quite a hitting display from both sides.
Yeah, Acuna Jr. just proving himself to be an unstoppable force.
You don't see this very often.
They're just thankful that he had no other runners on base at that point.
But we're still seeing a lot of home runs.
Yeah, Dan, I can't explain it. Let's just tip our hats to both offenses.
But then you have to worry about Brooklyn Joker.
Traffic against this cold weather.
He's 0 for 2 with a walk.
28 is at the plate as he looks at ball one.
Oh and 2.
This inning really feels
I don't
like
blame
it's
Devin Williams for not wanting to pitch
as a
directly
reliever,
towards
you can't
Brooklyn
let that
Joker.
happen. Nothing you can do about what's already happened, and it's only going to get worse if you're not focusing on the guy in the batter's box.
3-0.
Yeah.
Looks like this guy's afraid to throw the ball in the strike zone. Gave up that home run earlier in the inning. Needs to get back to being aggressive.
Well, we'll see.
And that misses his
Well,
throw.
they give up another walk to Joker, but you know what? I think that was better than just, giving him something to hit. But
We're not going to compound
they'll have to
this
get
thing.
Drum Monkey out next.
Issue a free pass and give him something to drive.
Striding in is
I am eating chips, had greasy fingers, picked up my phone, and barely touched the screen when I dropped the phone. Oh no.
He certainly just missed it. With this guy's big power, he's feeling pretty good at the dish. Look for him to try and get on something and drive it out of the
All right, well, he gets a strike on that one.
starts the number
0 and 1.
with a strike, nothing in one.
Hey, this is a left-handed hitter that can fly down the line. If they want to turn 2, they're going to have to be almost perfect.
Now a throw over to first, and he has to dive, but he's back in easily. Ready with the 0-1. Pitch misses
Oh, and
low.
Joker gonna go for a stolen base? Nope, they got him.
Narvaez throws him out.
I mean, Joker may be faster than the average 7-footer, but he wasn't the fastest, and they caught him.
Tying run is at the plate, at least was.
I mean, I don't blame Joker for taking a chance, but unfortunately, that was a chance that he probably should not have taken.
Now the
He got slippery fingers.
chopped weakly to the left.
Well, now Drum Monkey will have to do some damage himself to get back on base. I mean, of course, Wally does already have a world championship already with the Atlanta Braves in Season 2.
Popped him up,
Although a pop-up and
and he makes the catch.
an out, so it's 10-8 as Ronald Acuna Jr. still proving to be unstoppable
But not before they're
as he
able
gets
to
them to
get
within
one
2.
back on the solo home run.
But there's still one full inning left to go.
It's the Brewers 10 and the Braves 8. Colton Wong will stand in. No career at-bats for him against this particular arm in the
All right, well, now it's Colton Wong.
first pitch.
Ball one.
Now some action in the Braves bullpen.
Yeah, Brandon, note to self, don't eat chips when you're commenting on streams. You have Toussaint and Will Smith. And if somehow Atlanta can, well, actually, I mean, if they can get Will Smith ready,
Chase a ball out of the zone for the first strike.
then he'll be ready. But unless they can find a way to tie the game at the very least, they won't be able to get jiggy with it. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Now the 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and that's strike two.
Yeah.
Counts even at 2-2 to Wong. He's set. Here's the 2-2.
And pops it up.
Number 28 waits
And
on
Joker
down.
gets an easy one. One down. TJ, no.
Next to stand in is
But there you have Willie Adames, who did get that solo home run in the fourth.
Tripper back in the fourth.
I mean, that's what kick-started the comeback. But he could, but I have to imagine he would love to get another one.
1-0.
That's a good pitch to lay off right there, that cutter inside. And that is a real tough pitch for hitters to lay off of. And a lot of times, if you do swing at that cutter in, you're going to end up with some firewood in a broken bat.
There's a ball low. He misses with a changeup.
All right, 2-0 is the count.
Right there runs the count to 2-0, and he is ready to do some damage in the box.
The pitch.
Ball three.
3-0 is the count, man.
Well, he was definitely
Minter not doing pretty well with his pitches.
But that was good discipline to lay off
Mhm.
and get himself into a 3-0 count.
TJ Funny singing now onto baseball. Law.
Fastball.
And 4 consecutive balls, and that's a walk.
Now back.
Yeah, Minter just.
Now we're going to have a
Uh-oh.
conference at the
Well, it looks
plate
like
area,
they're
so
gonna
we're
have
gonna
to,
feel the
take
see
out
the
Minter.
switch here.
So what are they doing here? Is this a double switch or something?
Your
Tuki
attention,
Toussaint
please.
will come on to pitch now as he'll move into the 8th spot.
Tuki
in the lineup.
Toussaint.
Switch here.
His first appearance in the postseason.
As well as he'll slide into the pitcher's spot, hitting 9th now on
So if the Braves are going to have any chance to get back in this,
So a runner at first now with one
I mean,
away.
obviously they have to not allow a run, especially at this point, because that's only going to make the job much more difficult. Brian Snicker.
He waits. Now the pitch.
Snitker.
This one's outside.
Yeah, I'm you know, I've been so used to seeing, I forgot the guy who he eventually replaced.
One ball, one strike to count.
But I do remember he was the longtime skipper for, 1991 to around
Fouled away.
2010. Bobby Cox, yes. Because I'm so used to seeing Bobby Cox for so long that it's like,
Here comes the 1-2.
I mean, he was there for 20 years. Yep, Wally misses him. I mean, a lot of people say that they should have won more championships than just the one. But I mean, I'm happy that Atlanta did win a championship IRL,
And he fouls this one off.
albeit with a much different group than what Bobby Cox had for the 20 plus years that he had him.
So a full count now.
I mean, you had stars like Chipper Jones, and like Chipper Jones was really the guy that I would immediately think of. I mean, then you had Greg Maddux for the time he was there.
So he comes out of the bullpen
Um,
and immediately walks the first man he faces.
Now batting. Number 86.
And stepping in.
But yeah, it was Chipper Jones that was among the last to retire at around the time that Bobby Cox retired. That much I do remember. All right, so
He's set.
Jamar still looking for that first hit.
In deep down the left field line.
I mean, at this point, Jamar is now just playing with house money, but if he can get a big hit, he could really put this game away.
Ready with the number.
Tom Glavine, Brian McCann. Yeah, I do remember Tom Glavine, yeah. Greg Maddux. Who else did they have? 1 and 2 is the count. Kind of funny that I'm more familiar with
Oh, and a huge
the
strikeout.
Milwaukee Brewers greatest players like
Like
Like,
That swing tells me he was really trying to get a
Ron Gant. Yeah, Ron Gant's good. And Jamar just frustrated, just swinging at anything he can get his hands on, and still cannot get anything. Hey, how's it going, LD?
Into the box now, Omar Narvaez, and it's fouled.
And then here's another guy that's also 0 for. I mean, 0 for 2, but he has 2 walks to his name.
Here's the 0-1. Heading out towards
And a pop-up, and that's going to do it. It does. All right, so now,
They're unable to cash in.
here's the situation.
Brewers strand
If the Braves can score at least 2 runs, we will go into extra innings. If they score more than 2 runs and they get at least 3, they win the game.
enters the game to finish
But
this
if
one
they
off.
score less than 2 runs,
71.
the game is over, and the Milwaukee Braves will have won Game 3 and will be going to the World Series. So this is indeed the last chance for the Braves.
Here in the bottom of inning number
Orlando Arcia. First time we're seeing him.
Here's the first pitch. Fouled off.
Fouls it away. So now you have Josh Hader.
By the team he's trying to beat in this one. He came here by way of trade earlier this
And to my knowledge, the last time that we saw him, it was in Game 2 in the divisional series. And it's a fair ball, and they get an out. 1 down.
to the bag himself. One gone here in the
And then, of course, Jamar is scared, but you know what? I don't blame him.
digging in. Eddie Rosario
Milwaukee Brewers, sorry.
numbers against this pitcher. He's hitless in 6 tries.
Atlanta Braves.
The first pitch.
Fouls it away. 1 down.
Chased a low
I mean, I do remember.
count 0-2.
Well, I don't. Well, not remember, but I do know that
Just lucky to make
the Braves used to be in Milwaukee. I do remember that, and they had some great players like,
another 2-strike offering.
not the least. I mean, you had
1 out. No
Hank Aaron.
got him.
Wow, and Hader just making short work of Rosario to get a strikeout, and now the Atlanta Braves are now 1 out away
Season hangs in the balance here as they're down to the
from
final
giving up the the Atlanta Braves are 1 out away from being out of this game, and for the Brewers to move on to the World Series. I can't talk, but it all comes down to Freddie Freeman.
and a changeup here, but that's
Can he get on base?
for a ball.
Fouls it away, 1-1.
The 1-1 pitch.
Fouls it away again, 1-2.
2-run game.
Now is a single strikeout, a single strike away.
Final strike for the Braves.
Nope,
And he missed
2-2.
in to even things at 2-2.
I'm so excited I can't even talk straight. Hits it down, and in the National League, the Milwaukee Brewers are now second to none,
Of the National
as the Milwaukee Brewers, for the first time since 1982, are going to the World Series.
Well, they've taken care of
The
business
Brewers have done something
and
that I don't think I've ever witnessed before, and that is come back not once, but twice by a 6-run deficit to come back and win, once at home and again on the road. Yep, that is true. That's absolutely true what Patty said. They were in Milwaukee for a long time, but then they moved to Atlanta, and then the new team became the Brewers. Absolutely, but the Brewers are going to the World Series. I don't know how you explain that one, but but let's also not forget that Wally and the Atlanta Braves. I mean, they did win the championship the year before, so it's not like Wally's never won the championship with his beloved Atlanta Braves, because they did win. But of course, naturally, the player of the game is, of course, that's got to be Kane. That's got to be Lorenzo Kane. Hunter Strickland gets the win, but really it all came down to Tyler Matzik. He's the guy that gave up that one big hit that costed him. Absolutely. Thank you, Wally. This is my first time going to the World Series. Close game, respect to the other team. Not a problem, Wally. Oh, Miguel Cabrera, especially Prime Cabrera, he was awesome, man. Definitely. But, man, Milwaukee is going to the World Series, and they're going to face off against... Oh, man. Let's take a look at the box score really quick. Or, no, not that one, box score? No. Oh, right here. So, yeah, I mean, Kane had a home run, as did Adames, Yelich, Escobar, and then, Baker had an RBI. So, yeah, those guys did tremendously well. But, yeah, it was Matzik who gave that game away. I have to think that had he not given that grand slam away, especially in the eighth, the top of the eighth, we could be talking about a different game. If he doesn't give up that grand slam, Atlanta wins this game. Indeed. Indeed, Frostbite. Indeed. I'm not going to take that away from you, but wow. I mean, I really have no idea how Crushing Kelly's going to feel. Because I don't think she thinks that they won. All right, let me go out. Let me change here. Okay. So game one, of course, is going to be at Houston. I mean, of course, Houston, if I remember correctly, they were the 2nd seed, and then Milwaukee was the 3rd seed. So by that right, Houston has the home field advantage. Although I don't think that's ever stopped Milwaukee. I mean, they've had the home disadvantage for a while. But that's the World Series matchup, though. But I want to say, and I want to give my props to Walter Johnson if for no other reason, for the fact that he has been a really good sport, and I want to give him all the props in the world. Because it's tough to lose, it really is, but he's also been a good sport in victory as well. So I definitely wanted to give Wally Johnson his flowers. And also to give Patty, Jamar, and Kelly the good news that you guys are going to the World Series. Now, of course, the last time that they went to the World Series, it was as an American League team, but then they moved over to the National League, and of course, I mean, back then it was 1982. And if I remember correctly, um, when they last were in the World Series, Crushing Kelly was only a year old. So she was just a little baby Kelly back then. And then Patty was probably a relatively young woman back then. You know, not to say that she's, yeah, I mean, and of course, like I mentioned before, Patty was, relatively speaking, she was a fairly young woman back then. And then most everybody else wasn't even born yet. Like, I wouldn't be born until another 6 years, more or less. Wally, you're invited to the celebration later. Aw. But then, of course, you're going up against Houston, the the current IRL champions. But in terms of the defending champion in this series, yep, you have two new teams, but only one will become the World Series champion. They went to the World Series IRL. Milwaukee did back in 1982. So in 1982, they made it to the World Series. They won the division, and they made it all the way to the World Series, but they just ran out of gas against the St. Louis Cardinals, and the Cardinals ended up winning. And ever since then, Milwaukee has not even been close to the World Series. Like, yeah, they've been to the championship series a few times, but they have never been back to the World Series since then. So I just wanted to point that little bit out there. But yeah, Crushing Kelly was only a year old, so she really was a little baby Kelly back then. I was in my 20s. See, that's kind of what I thought. Yeah, a lot has changed since '82. But even still, I'm still just shocked, if nothing else. I'm still shocked that they managed to do it. It's just nothing short of incredible. It really is. But well, that's gonna do it for today's show. I will say though, I'm not sure about next weekend. Um, at least as far as Saturday is concerned. Sunday, I will be doing Fire Pro, as promised to one. Well, I was going to say Crimson Ninja, but now he calls himself Azrael Black. But yeah, you have Corbin Burns and Lance McCullers Jr., so that's going to be awesome to see. And we'll find out if Milwaukee can finally sort out its starting pitching problems, because that's kind of been their Achilles heel. And how they managed to get past Atlanta is completely beyond me. But as far as the AC, the American League Championship Series, that one had the opposite problem. Not enough runs, not enough scores. It was always a scoreless game, and you had to think that whichever offense came through, they would win, and it was Houston. So we'll find out. Something's going to have to give, I will say that. But until then, this is the Blue Toad, Deju22 signing off, saying goodbye. And I hope you guys enjoyed that game. But until then, I will see you next weekend. And if something does change for the best on Saturday, I will let you guys know. Or I might actually do something else or a different game to make up for it. But until then, have a great day, everybody. Or night, or whenever you're watching this. Peace. And without fail, you could say that the show was Nice, nice baby. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Well, what can I say, Brandon? I am the Punisher for nothing. I'm not the Punisher for nothing. I guess you could say I'm a glutton for punishment. So. But until then, peace.